you for tuning in. Please like, turn on notifications, subscribe, or share. Want to be a guest? Email podcast@tricountyareachamber.com.
Hello and welcome into this episode of Chamber Chat Live with the Tri-County Area Chamber of Commerce. Before we begin our episode, we'd like to thank our 2021 Mission and Vision partners, our MVPs. You can certainly take a look at the logos there. We would appreciate if you reached out to any one of those folks with any one of your needs, but they are also our community leaders. These are folks who have been in our community for years and have helped support the chamber and support commerce around town. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing with the Victory Bank in Limerick. Welcome to this sunny, warm episode of Chamber Chat.
Oh, so you're doing the weather today.
I am doing the weather today, yes. It's good to see some more sunshine and some warmer temperatures, certainly, for this edition of Chamber Chat. So this edition of Chamber Chat is going to be a little bit different, and I'll explain why in a moment. But before we get into that, I would like to bring Eileen in. Well, Eileen's already in, but you know what I mean. You can start your announcements at any time from the president's desk. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon again, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I wanted to take a moment today and just share some thank yous. So we've been very thankful to our entire chamber membership who has continued to support us through the pandemic, before the pandemic, and those of you who are continuing as members as we all work our way out of the pandemic. But I also just wanted to take a moment and recognize those members who also volunteer their time, volunteer sharing their knowledge with us and our members. So in January, we had a Reach Luncheon. Dr. Karen Stout was our presenter, and we thanked her for sharing her information with us on your red thread. And your why and how that motivates you to keep your focus on moving through. We were discussing that as we went into the new year. In February, we had John Whitehall. He did a skill up session for us earlier in the month. And just earlier this morning, we had a membership breakfast with him where he talked about the leadership blind spots and helped our group through that. And in March, in the first week of March, we'll be welcoming Jenna Armato, who is a chamber member just like John Whitehall, and she'll be doing our next skill up session on 3 questions to motivate you and push your momentum. So I just think it's great that these individuals, along with later in March, our March membership breakfast will be an economic forecast breakfast, and that will be presented by Tompkins Vist Bank. And I just want to thank those members who are taking that time out of their schedules to be able to share their information and, again, their knowledge with our chamber membership. So keep an eye on the calendar. We continue to reach out to different chamber members. We continue to ask different individuals, if you are one of them that's watching today and have information that you would be welcome your an opportunity to share your information with the membership. We'd be happy to speak with you and see if we can schedule something. So again, just want to thank everybody for participating in our virtual events, but specifically reaching out to those today that are providing those presentations. So just again, thank you for everybody's support. And that's my report.
That's your report. You know, I continue to be impressed with the programming that you guys are continuing to offer. Again, John Whitehall is a great presenter. I've also seen Jenna present before, and she's amazing as well. And for her to kind of share her skills and knowledge with the community is wonderful as well. So as Eileen said, if you have an inquiry about any of these or you want to learn a little bit more, please visit the website. Even reach out to Eileen. She'd be happy to have a conversation with you, to let you know what it's all about, and just kind of go from there. But thanks for continuing to bring some quality programming, even in these bizarre times. So
thank you. We're trying. And again, and also a thank you to everybody that's been on Chamber Chat. That's a way of sharing your story as well. And sharing, I know some of our guests as part of the conversation end up sharing tips, based on the industry that they're in that might help our listeners. So, it's a lot of sharing.
Yes.
So, we're grateful for all of it.
Yeah, and we literally get thousands of views. It might not be on this direct video that you're watching,
right.
but this is syndicated to, I think it's 8 or 9 other local pages. So folks really have, and it's a huge reach too.
It
So folks
is.
really have an opportunity to get exposure to your business. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Eileen. You can even reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. You can email us at podcast@tricountyareachamber.com. So, all right. Are you
Great.
officially signing off?
Signing off.
No traffic today. No lifestyle section at all. Disappointed, Eileen.
You have a busy group today, so
I
you
do.
better get to the interview.
I do. Yeah. So thank you for transitioning into that. So this next group, thank you very much, Eileen. It was good to
Good
see
to
you.
see you. Thank you.
So this next group of folks are actually going to tie the record for the most amount of people we've ever had on Chamber Chat. I'm going to introduce 3 new guests. They are all from the Foundation for Boyertown Education, and I'm going to go one by one and introduce each one, and I'm trusting that I get their titles right. So at first, I have Tessi Melchior. Tess is the Executive Director of the Foundation for Boyertown Education. I have Greg Herb, hello, founding member for the Foundation, and I also have Nicole Manley, who is a board member. Welcome, guys.
Good afternoon.
Bill. Good afternoon.
So thank you so much for being on today. And Tess, we were kind of talking, before everything here about your office back there. You're busy. The Foundation's busy. But for folks who are not educated about what the Foundation for Boyertown Education does, can you please give us a little bit of background?
Sure. The Foundation for Boyertown Education is a funding opportunity for the district to provide mini grants to teachers for new and innovative programming and educational opportunities that otherwise would be cost prohibitive to the district. So we really fund the cutting edge, out of the box, new initiatives that the district couldn't afford on revenue streams such as the taxpayers' dollar, that kind of thing. So these are the extras that we're able to provide the students with enhanced learning opportunities.
And I'm going to come back to you with that in just a few moments. So Greg, you're one of the founding members of the Foundation. Can you tell me what it was like to start it and why you continue to be involved with the Foundation, please?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I appreciate the question. So yeah, we're actually getting ready, Bill, believe it or not, to enter our 8th year. And from a historic perspective, there are many schools that have their education foundations. I think it's really important to understand why we exist. Tessi touched on briefly, but I will tell you, in those almost 8 years, we're nearing the $1 million mark in donations and grants that we've been able to secure. But why support an education foundation for a public school? As Tessi mentioned, these are the things that really provide our students with that cutting edge piece, whether it's to enter the workforce out of high school, a trade school, or college. We actually have taken everything from STEM projects and robotics that we didn't have an active program within the school district, over and above what the budget can really support, to working with, we'll touch on our BEST program and TIPS, Teachers in the Park, summer school. We really have touched the lives from pre-K, with grants to actually having pre-K for the first time in the district, to those who have excelled in going into some of the more difficult schools and colleges and everywhere in between, and across trades as well. But we'll touch on some of those programs. So my passion has been, Bill, at the end of the day, when you can see what these products and what these things have actually done for our students, it's mind-boggling the impact it's made on their lives and the opportunities that it's giving these children, the youth of our community, those next leaders. I've been so proud to be part of this great organization.
Yeah, and we certainly appreciate you being a steward of the Foundation and a steward of the community for some time. And, I just want to kind of echo what you were saying about the budget. I recently, saw the recent draft of Tom Wolf's budget for Pennsylvania. And you're right, it doesn't include a lot of this extra programming. In fact, the schools are fighting to get dollars now, which again, it doesn't include some of this other stuff. So your foundation is so critical to making that happen for a lot of students. And in Tess, just a moment, I'll go back to you and ask you about some additional programming. But I also wanted to say hello to Nicole. And Nicole, her role is just as important as everybody else's who is involved with the foundation. She's a board member. So Nicole, kind of give me your background a little bit and why you're involved with the foundation, please.
Sure. So I'm an attorney at the E. Kenneth Nice Law Office in Boyertown, right on Avenue. It is very important to me to have a say in the district and what happens in our community. So that's why I chose to become a board member on the foundation. It's a
That's
wonderful
great.
cause.
And how long have you been involved?
Since 2019.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So Tess, let me go back to you and ask you about some of the programming. So I know I personally was involved with your annual golf outing a few times, and that is a fantastic time. So when you're visiting the website or when information comes out, certainly give that fair consideration because it's a great time. But besides the golf outing, tell us about some of the other programming that the foundation does.
So some of the programs that the foundation sponsors, as Greg said, we start as young as preschool. The foundation partnered with the district to write the first ever for the entire Boyertown School District Pre-K Counts Grant, which is a free program that allows preschool children to attend a quality preschool education at no cost to the parents. So we are in our third year. And we just this past February were able to add our third classroom to the district. So we have 3 pre-K counts classrooms. Two of them are held at Washington Elementary, and the third class is held here at the high school, which partners with the high school's early childhood education, preschool 1, 2, and 3 classes, where those kids go into the pre-K counts classroom as a lab school and enhance their curriculum and learning experiences that way. Many of the students that then leave the high school preschool program work in daycares and go on to college to earn their degrees in teaching. Another program, one that Greg mentioned also, is the BEST program, which is the Boyertown Employee Skills Training Program, which takes our life skills kids and gives them opportunities to learn job skills that they can go out into the community with one of our partner agencies out in the community to learn job skills. So then once they're able to graduate high school, they then can move right into employment. This program benefits the students in the fact that these kids need some extra help to learn the tasks. So the BEST program sends a job coach out with the students to the program and helps the student become fluent in the job responsibilities so that by the time they graduate high school, they're able to roll into an employment position with those partner businesses.
And Tess, can you give us a little idea of some of the disciplines that the students might be involved in to enhance their skills?
Sure. We have partner agencies with Wendy's Flowers. So the kids go there, they learn not just how to pot the plants and grow the plants at Wendy's, but they learn hardscaping skills, landscaping skills. Kids go up to the grill shop in Boyertown and learn cooking, restaurant type skills at that location. Big Lots, they go into there, learn to stock shelves, work with customers. And a portion of the program that the high school asked the foundation to fund was a snack cart, where the students go around to the faculty of the high school and offer a snack cart where the best students learn how to take orders, make change, and just enter into those social communication skills with the patrons and staff. A lot of these kids are very shy, very quiet, and don't necessarily like to carry on conversations with people. So this gives them a way to practice those skills and hone those skills, and while reinforcing math and language skills.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, the life skills is really important. It's to do a task or a job is one thing, but to learn the life skills and learn to interact is something completely different.
It
Um,
is.
so for some companies that might want to get involved, maybe again with the skills part of things and development in that regard, can they also get involved through tax credits at all? Can you explain that
We
a little bit?
we are part of the EITC program, which is the Educational Improvement Tax Credit Program through the state. Um, the business will need to apply to be a sponsor organization, as we applied to be a beneficiary of those recipients. Based on their donation, they can apply for a 1 year or a 2 year commitment. And then based on their dollar amount and the length of their commitment, they receive up to, at times, a 90% tax credit for their contribution to the foundation.
And that's great. And if you visit the foundation's website, you can see a number of examples where the foundation has been recipients of some very generous donations and businesses who want to be involved and help further the student body skill set there. Greg, let me go to you for just a moment here. So you've been involved now as the founding one of the founding members. So how have you seen the foundation evolve, and then where do you see it going in the next several years?
I'd like to think, Bill, that the sky's the limit, quite frankly, for us. We have some big ideas. But really how we evolved is that when in our first time, and going back to Tessi's comment about the EITC rather credits, and those fundings, that's not an easy process to go through and to be approved by the Community of Economic Affairs in Harrisburg. But that funding does give us the opportunity to fund some very specific things. But as we evolved, we basically started with some robotics and other things that we thought were emerging issues. And as we have grown, we were very selective. We are still very selective. We don't compete with great organizations within our community and others that do scholarships and other things like that. That's not an area that we play in. We're looking to do programming, actual products and things and tools that are going to really create opportunities for our students, no matter what direction in life they advance when they leave the high school. So again, we are very broad in our bylaws, excuse me, and what we allow our funding to go with. Tessi talked about grants. Sometimes it can be those small things that if the teacher just had this other product or a makerspace cart or something in their classroom that would enhance the learning experience. We'll talk about how we evolve right now with the e-libraries. There's many things that we have that are not being used to their full capacity until schools are fully back in attendance. Yet we are still making a difference in the lives of the students when we have e-libraries that are available to our students today. So we really crossed the gamut. As we evolved, whether it's audio tech, whether it's sponsoring the PA Philharmonica, whether it's doing something with Studio B in collaboration with others in town, we really have had a fantastic cross segment of the various students, from, again, the earliest to those who are ready to graduate. The best, those best students, if you want someone to steal your heart, go sit in and talk to some of those kids, or observe and watch what they're doing. And I interact with some of them that I've got to know over the last couple of years. And there's nothing that makes you feel better than to see the amount of impact you're having on those students' lives. And the other one I would mention, Bill, is the TIPS program. TIPS stands for Teachers in the Parks, what some of us later generation would call summer school. So that's the most deserving students that you're mainly focused on your Title I students. And the regression curve between May when school lets out and starting back, or June and starting back in September, good, bad, or otherwise, that regression curve is greater for those students. So we started with Title I students. We actually opened up in Boyertown at the park. We have teachers. We thought we wouldn't get teachers who would come out and they get stipend for their time. We have a waiting list of teachers who got really excited about it. We opened up in Valley. One of our EITC sponsors, Ambler Savings Bank, with the Valley branch, got very involved with the TIPS program. And now this year we've actually opened in New Hanover. So we actually have 3 Teachers in the Park programs, which are absolutely amazing. I stop by to observe once in a while. Remember going back to the Boyertown Park, and they were Skyping with a meteorologist in, I think it was Iceland. And these kids were like, it's like we're bringing this to their laptop to them, and they're getting excited. You see the excitement in it. Their attendance at those we don't call summer school is running off the charts because the kids are excited to go to the parks, and being in a learning atmosphere is just absolutely amazing.
That's great. I'm all too familiar with summer school, unfortunately. I was back in college and biology was not my thing. That's for sure. Nicole, I'm going to come to you in just a moment, but we have a comment from Daniel Connolly. He said to say hello, everyone. So hi, Daniel. Thanks for tuning in today. Greatly appreciate it. If anybody has any comments or questions for the foundation while we have them on, certainly use the comments section on Facebook as we're live here. So Nicole, let me go to you and I'm going to talk a little bit about your volunteer experience. So tell me what volunteering with the foundation has meant to you personally. I know everybody's situation and everybody's experience is a little bit different, but tell me about yours, please.
Sure. So I'm not just going to talk about my experience, but what I've noticed when I've volunteered at any certain events that we have for the foundation. It's really a community gathering to come together for the purpose of helping students in the Boyertown area school district. I'll bring up the Wizards. I attended the fundraiser for the Wizards. It was spectacular. We got together. There was volunteers, not board members, that were help and again, it's all for one purpose, to provide the children of Boyertown area school district opportunities that they might not otherwise have.
That's great. And are you folks currently looking for board members, or how can somebody, if they want to get involved, contact you, or are there openings right now?
Yes, so you can actually contact Greg Herb, the president, or Tessi Melchior, our executive director. And I was actually recruited by one of our board members, Tracy Reinhardt, which is now Tracy Yergi from Reinhardt and Company, the accountants on Philadelphia Avenue. So we've got a great team of board members now, and I'm sure we're always looking to expand. And as long as, they've got the same purpose that we do in our hearts, which is to further the education and opportunities of the children of Boyertown.
That's great. Thank you so much. And I'll ask Drew Griffin if he could put the foundation's contact information in our comments. This way, if folks want to reach out, they have that availability. So Tess, we just have a few more minutes left. What else would you like to tell us about the foundation before we go here?
As Greg stated earlier, we do try to fund the gamut, from music to art to computer coding for elementary students, 3D printers for the high school, the BEST program. We also try to do our best to partner with other local organizations and build those collaborations. The BEST students, St. John's Lutheran Church in Boyertown received a large donation of face masks. They were all white cotton face masks. They turned to the foundation, asked if we could use them. The kids in the BEST program tie-dyed those. And then we took the collaboration one further and had given the tie-dyed masks to Boyertown Area Multi-Service to send home with the recipients of their Meals on Wheels program. So just trying to build those community collaborations and get a collaboration working and coordination so that we're not all tapping the same donors, because we all are tapping the same donors. So whatever we can do to work with the other nonprofits in the community, we try to do that to lessen the burden on everyone while still putting the kids first and the priorities of the students first.
And I know the kids love this program. If I can just tell a quick story of thinking back to, when we actually could get together and shake hands and be in person, when that was a thing. the Boyertown economic update, traditionally the students would produce a video. Am I correct? Do I have my details right?
Yes.
And I tell you what, I could just tell they had a ton of fun with it. They come up with the idea, they shoot it, they get, real, talent in there to act, whether it's them or it's somebody else. So that's just one of the many things that the foundation does, and the kids just have a great time with it. I think it touches them in a way that a traditional school setting cannot. So thank you all for the work that you do. Greg, go ahead.
Yeah, Bill, to your point into the context, so you just said something really, really important. We're here about the foundation. We all have our own businesses, but we love and have a great deal of passion for the foundation. If you're able to contribute, you're able to help out in any way. That also might be by going into social media, like in our Facebook page as well, because you'll see some of those videos that Bill just spoke about. You'll see what your investment has gone to, and some of the tremendous programs. So we have a really good social media coordination so that you can see what your investment is doing and how it's being reinvested back in the youth in our community. And the programs run the gamut. We could have an hour show, Bill. We could still be talking about our programs because they really do go from A to Z. The Century Walk, dealing with autism. We can find those special niches that really affect many of our youth, and really provide an opportunity for our educators to do a better job. And to Nicole's earlier point, we have active committees, so we also are always looking for folks on committees. Tessi, we have the teachers organization, so we actually have teachers who really become involved, and they have their own committee that they work and help out with, and doing some other things. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And, it's just, again, it's so great to have the support of the community. And, I see Joe Rasevich has tuned in. He said to say hello and said, yay, Tessi. So he's recognizing your efforts there, certainly. So
he is my counterpart at Pottstown Education.
Yeah, they're doing quite a bit. We had him on Chamber Chat as well. And they're just two great organizations, really, with the community at heart. So that's ever special. So
thank you. You have our next fundraiser up on the screen.
Yes.
We are hosting a cornhole tournament for families, adults, kids, seniors, the whole gamut, on Saturday, April 24th. It'll be held at Gablesville Athletic Association. And of course, we have sponsor opportunities available that will be coming out to you soon. But we just need teams.
And that's a great idea for a fundraiser. And I think Drew is all in. He's
good.
He is all in. So, yep. So Amy says hello. Way to go, Tess. If I got my texting lingo correct, WTP.
You did.
So, awesome. Well, thank you to the three of you for being on today. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. If I could ask you all just to hold on for just a moment and wait until we go off air, would be appreciated. So thank you once again to our guests today and the Foundation for Boyertown Education. Before we go, we wanted to thank our 2021 Mission and Vision partners. You see them on the screen there. Again, if you have an opportunity to interact with them, it'd be greatly appreciated. And then finally, before we go here, I'm actually going to be taking a break from Chamber Chat, but it's for a really good reason. And that is because the fine women, Eileen and Danielle of the Chamber, will be taking over Chamber Chat for the month of March, because it is Women's History Month. So we only felt that it was appropriate that it would be an all-women March programming, and I can't wait. I'm going to be tuning in. I'm still got it's still reserved on my calendar, so I'm excited to see some of the programming there to celebrate the women who have made history and significant contributions to our community and to our society. They will be having women-owned businesses on only during the course of the month of March. So again, can't wait for that programming. But as always, thank you again for tuning in. My name's Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in. Please like, turn on notifications, subscribe, or share. Want to be a guest? Email podcast@tricountyareachamber.com.